And I had the same thought, Mr. Demo Man. Great minds think alike. Moon and the Mass Dryad strategy. He did play this on Amazonia. It is, of course, one of the hardest expansions in the entire game. And easy to push as well, especially with this Demon Hunter with claws on Kaho's side. Both with the claws, actually. Not too bad. And let's see. Usually it should be pretty standard. Should be the normal creep routes to the trolls at the side. But yeah, maybe someone is throwing a curveball.
It's important here to keep track of these items. This is one of the big benefits for Demon Hunter on this map. You can stack up quickly with lots of items. Also normally easily get a circlet. This is what the demon loves to get. And Kaho's demon indeed looking amazing already. Claws and slippers, but Foggy is trying to steal away the circlet. It looks like he has the timing down.
You know that Foggy was practicing a lot with Sini. They're amazing practice partners for many, many years now. And Sini plays this talent style in Night of Myr that got him to the War 3 Champions Finals. You think that's an option, maybe?
Yeah, I was a big fan of Sini's Night of Myr for a long time. He was the one who was really stemming against all the bear play. I feel like it's been kind of figured out, though. I think if you play correctly against it, wait for your timings, wait for the MGs, I don't think it's really that potent against the top Night Elves. And now, since the patch has, you know, seen some days in the sun, I think most players have the answer to it. So the answer is, I don't think Foggy's going to rely on that style so much. I could see more the Dryad expansion kind of play style, especially on certain maps. But I don't believe so, even though I am a big fan of the talents in this matchup. They don't seem that good, I think, at the moment.
Okay, let's take a look at the bottom left and bottom right if we see a Hunter's Hall or not. If not, that is a great indicator for talents, or a little sloppy play if you just simply forget about him. Kaho with boots, trying to chase down these archers, and man, does this Demon Hunter pack a punch already.
Yeah, sold the TP, by the way. Especially in Bear Mirror with the danger of Doom drops. That's pretty risky. But he felt like he needed the resources. Fair enough. Foggy loses the first archer. That almost... well, it's not exactly worth the investment, but, you know, pays for something at least. And Foggy is not buying boots. Notably. When players don't go for boots, oftentimes they have a very precise build in mind that could point towards an expansion, perhaps.
Okay, we also don't see a Hunter Soul, so that could point towards talents. Hard to read at the moment what this is gonna be. Wisp up front, taking some damage, but also Foggy's damage output, not to be underestimated, but that's the second loss. 2 archers and 2 wisps down. So far, Kaho is having a wonderful early 5 minutes.
Yeah, and if Foggy really is playing talents, that's a lot about early pressure potential. The big benefit of talents is once the master training is finished, you are really strong. The mountain giants can overtake them in the late game, but they take a lot longer to be ready. They need 2 upgrades, they have a lot of build time, and ideally you want to have like 3 MGs. That takes a while. So, with that in mind...
Foggy, right? Oh, no? Was it? I think it was glowing up.
Oh, yeah, might be right. And Foggy is indeed seemingly refusing to go the lore play. Oh. Wait, is this a shredder push?
Oh, that's something we didn't think about, but Kaho heads up play takes the Shredder away, and that's a big part of what Foggy wanted to play here. Of course, Shredder can be taken out real quick. Repair, not sufficient, and that's a big loss of resources. We see here 525 alongside the Ancient of War. Another Archer falling as well, but Foggy's Demon Hunter very hurt.
Kaho went for the Keeper. Foggy's trying to punish this with a faster second hero with a quick push. But now the second hero is about to jump out of the altar. The Keeper's going to be ready with Entangles. Foggy might need some Wisps, and here they come. Along with the Shredder, this seems very heavy committal. This seems pretty all-in, honestly, by the way.
I think so. Whenever there's a big tournament, Foggy comes in prepared with some special strats, and it is working out to a degree. Naga was tanking a lot. Gotta be so careful with the upcoming push. Demon Hunter is healthy again, but I think Foggy's push is delayed by a lot. Also, Wisp on the left-hand side taken out. Heads up Entangle from that Keeper. So Foggy, what's plan B?
Yeah, he can still try to push further here. He's got a shop in the middle. He's waiting for that one to finish. Could go for potions. The Demon Hunter for him is very well equipped, especially when it comes to tankiness. He's got all that armor from the rings, but he doesn't have level 3. Neither Demon Hunters do. Foggy's trying to get that level up right now. I'm not sure if it's quite enough. Shared between both heroes.
Yeah, he gets the Fork Lightning, but no, a level 3 right there. On the other side, we do get the level... Oh, we have level 2.9 as well. And the shop is up. Kaho is making his way over to Bears. But that still needs some time. Foggy, second coming. Let's go.
Oh yeah, Bear Adept training. He really wants Rejuve, but those bears are going to be far away from Master. It's going to be very expensive healing. Rejuve is great, of course, but fighting with Adept bears, not that amazing. Archers for Foggy game going way deep. Look at that. Sending the archers into the front line. Really wants to take out that AP. I'm not sure if that's going to work though.
It doesn't. Next entangle, another archer down. And the Shredder couldn't find the connection. Was a little mispositioned, if you ask me. Too far behind. Of course, you don't want to expose it too much to all that range damage. Here we go. More repair on that Shredder. He's Foggy's lifeline, basically.
Having this AP up is so important though. Really good base build by Kaho to have room in the back for the shop and the AP to be coming up in a safe position. And now fighting into the AP, very difficult. Those right clicks hurt. About 50 damage per right click.
The Sapper, entangle, detonated against it, but can't connect with that anymore. One hit and it's down. That was supposed to kill the AP. Maybe Kaho is too busy. Nope, he is right there, wide awake. The young one has his coffee this morning. Bottom gets another potion, but what is with this army? You can barely call it an army.
Yeah, it seems like the all-in is falling apart here, losing the 2 archers in the early game. That really hurt Foggy, also not having the level 3 in time. Trying to get saved via the staff, but the push is over, and I think Kaho has weathered the storm. Foggy trying to go for plan B, taking tier 3, going for talents, but boy is that delayed.
Oh yeah. Very reasonable to try again later, as we notice in the first 3 days how important every single map is. And Kaho is ahead, but he never started tier 3, so there is a little bit of a timing. Bears are ready, but only in the gym form with Riju and Roar, not the fighting beast that we used to seeing. And there is maybe a very, very small chance for Foggy to turn this around.
Yeah, army composition is going to be very important in the late game. Indeed, if Kaho over-relies on the bears and Foggy has time to tech up and maybe creep up a bit more, pure talents absolutely annihilate bears in the late game. Kaho will need to go for mountain giants at some point, and of course needs to figure out that it's going to be talents. I'm not sure if he has this intel already. Would be wise for Kaho now to go on a bit of scouting mission. Maybe with a Zeppelin or just with Wisp. He needs to figure out what's the next thing that's going to happen.
He can sweep up the map a little bit. Maybe an Invo Potion. Kaho's heroes are mighty exposed. No TP as you mentioned before. Only 1 staff. And Foggy is getting in a position, but it's hard to jump onto that camp. It's been pulled, it's far away. And this series so far not coming together for Foggy, but he finally gets the level 3. Also slippers, a little bit of additional damage output. And damage output in general will be grand by fairies with magic damage against the bears. Fairy fire on top of it. Archer also not to be underestimated. Double claw on the Naga. A little bit of a glass cannon build here.
Next engagement. I think both players not too satisfied to go for yet. There's lots of stuff missing. Master training, the orb, a lot of things not quite yet available. Hero level wise, we are even. Does Kaho have the foresight? Is he anticipating the talents? Is he going to go for the tech transition? He has to. Bears are not the right answer here.
But he's going for upgrades and dryads. They are good against talents, of course. They can't be attacked by talents. But archers decimate them. So yeah, it is the bear master training for the 2 bears he has. But then what? Resources are kind of scarce. Demon Hunter gets the Wand of Mana stealing. Not the greatest item if you ask me. Foggy playing Warcraft roulette. Here we go. Big Invo Potion. Quite a bit better.
It's going to be very helpful. The Demon Hunter is going to be the solo frontliner for quite some time. Of course, it's going to be the Talon army, the big backline army, with pumping out as much Cyclone as possible. Now we see Kaho making the right tech adjustment. We see Mountain Giant upgrades coming in. He has 4 supply open, could go for another bear, but he is wise not to go for it. Again, bears would be getting hard, Kaho needing to get away from the bears and creep as much as you can right now before the Talon push hits. If Foggy plays it like Sini, then he might expand at around 50 supply before the MGs are ready.
Little timing window, which is rapidly closing. Upgrades are coming in, both of them. They will take some time. And of course the MGs as well. Vamp Aura, very nice for the bears and the demon alike. Not that great for the mountain giants as the damage is quite minimal. Mana burn exchange, very important level 4 for Kaho. That evasion is a lifesaver.
Yeah, I would say actually, I think this aura is great for MGs. Sure, they don't do much damage, but they get in like 200 attacks before they die. That equates a lot of healing over time. But we still have no mountain giants out quite yet. We have more upgrades coming. Next attack upgrade along with hardened skin. Kaho is taking his time, but it seems like he has the time. Foggy still has no expansion up. I think the Observer was trying to point it out. Retraining on the Keeper. Well, that makes sense. I mean, the Thorns Aura not going to be helpful against these Talons, so now we're going to have some more Treants in the mix.
Right on, and there's no Dispel except Wisps that Foggy absolutely needs. And they can do a lot of damage if they connect, especially to heroes. Calm before the storm. Are we drawing a line in the sand already, contesting this red spot? Foggy, with this army mix, barely a chance to go for the golems. It goes way quicker for Kaho. And he's still 10 supply down with the 2 mountain giants rolling in.
It's also nighttime here with Ultra Vision advantage for Kaho. Finally! He did upgrade Ultra Vision. Thank you, Kaho. That's something he was neglecting a lot in the past. This being one of the downsides of not having the lower tech, or rather, you know, the Hunter's Hall. You have no Ultra Vision, and you also have no Wellspring, which might be important later. That's also an upgrade that Kaho should certainly still get.
Yeah, it was quite surprising. He upgraded it very early on tier 2. Very un-Kaho-like. Here's the fight. Connection to the Talons immediately. We got 8 Cyclones, but the Talons are falling quickly. Foggy, where's your damage? 1, 2, 3 Talons down already, and it's raining piercing damage. Now the MG arrives at the perfect time. Kaho's backline, though, mighty exposed as well. Archers falling as well as Dryads. Dispel is here. Talon reposition. I don't hate that. Can the Archers connect one more time? That might be 2 more kills. 6 supply wiped out. It's still a 20-foot lead, though, and this Keeper should be safe with Taunt again. There it is. Shield Scroll for Foggy. Everything back to green as the Night Elves love it. And the Keeper is forced into the invul.
6 saves there on the Dryads as well. Kaho was able to peek, get them back home, heal them up perhaps. Great engagement with the anti-magic potion. Problem for Foggy was he didn't have a Shadow Priest to dispel the anti-magic, and he had no Wisp close by either. Maybe a bit of an oversight by Foggy not having the Wisp there. Now he's on the way home. He's trying to minimize losses, but we have an enormous supply lead for Kaho. Foggy's trying to set up the expansion, but it's very doubtful that this one will finish.
Kaho's playing so good, man. All these saves that you mentioned, all the timings, all the positioning, the tech transition, even the skill tree transition. He's hitting all the right buttons at the right time with a 324 APM. And now the question for Foggy, how can you possibly break these giants?
Yeah, I think the best answer that I saw from late game Talon play is ignore the mountain giants, which is mostly the answer that you want to have, and go fairy dragons to fly over the MGs, take out the Dryads in the back while cycloning the heroes as much as you can. But it seems like Foggy's a bit too far behind. He doesn't really have the resources. That's what the expansion is there for, normally. You go for Talons first, you have the strong tier 3 timing, you back that up with an expansion, and then you go for fairy dragons later to take out the Dryads. But this game didn't exactly go according to plan, did it?
Dude, this is a Keeper surround, okay, but just how well Kaho was prepared here. He knew that the Keeper was far behind, might be intercepted. Dryad was already there for the first dispel. Foggy finally level 4, but all these Talons are clumped up. If there only was some AoE, huh? 2 Talons about to fall. It gets a Dryad, Tinker in the mix as well, but without a heal scroll, how can you possibly stay in this fight, Foggy?
MGs here. Possibly too numerous. Well upgraded. We have a Shredder again added in. Foggy showing how much he loves these lab units. Ooh, Talon's all taking so much damage. It seems like only a matter of time before the demon gets level 5.
He didn't kill the bears. He did also ignore the mountain giants. Foggy is doing many things correctly. That's the heal scroll again. Fork lightning hitting hard, but it's not enough. Level 4 on the keeper now. Trying to get a hero kill is Foggy as he can't get rid of these giants. They are not the greatest, or they don't have the greatest connection. Because the Talons are so quick and just running away. Demon Hunter might be surrounded, but there's the staff. And these Dryads, man, they tear the Talons apart and tangle on the Naga. And that just might be lights out. And it is. A very fun Night of Mirror comes to an end with Kaho being victorious.
Well played by Kaho, getting all the counters in quickly. Kaho sometimes in the past was getting cheesed by his opponents when his adversaries didn't want to go for the micro game, didn't want to test his mechanics, which are normally so good, but try to get an, in quotes, easy win if Kaho didn't adjust properly. But here he did. Very important to steal the Shredder away for the push. Sure, he lost the Shredder, but Foggy never had the opportunity to take both Shredders for himself. When you face double Shredder from the opponent and you have a keeper who is later, then you're in real trouble. And then Kaho also figured out his talents, going for MGs as he was supposed to. Just well played by Kaho here all around.
Oh man, that was so well done. He knew that Foggy's push was very timing dependent and he delayed that 1 minute after the next with so many good moves. Kaho is such a beast, man. Coming in prepared to everything that Foggy threw at him. Next map is Foggy's losers map, and that is Echo Isles.
A map that definitely favors Foggy's playstyle. He loves playing these fast expansions, and normally in Elf Mirror, Echo Isles seems to always move towards a fast expansion. It is so strong on this map that usually the meta nowadays here is both players going for a fast expo, and then what is the question? Is it just passive play? Is it just creeping? Are we going to try to go for some building cancels? Are we going to go straight to bears? Or might it even be heavy aggression with mass dryads? That's the style I could certainly see Foggy try to navigate towards.
Very volatile indeed. We have a few more supporters. Thank you, Shawnee Boy, and A Losers Darren saying, happy level 6, Neo. Remember, at this age, your ultimate is not tranquility, it is complaining about back pain. Powered by GPT LOL. I am not suffering from back pain. That goes to Mr. Remo Demo Man. Once he turned 30, it all went down the shitter. For me, I'm totally fine.
That was funny, actually. Like, literally, 2 weeks after I turned 30, I had immense back pain. I was like, oh my god, what is going on here?
You know, I'm the prophet, Remo.
It almost seemed like psychosymptomatic, but I can say that I have opportunity to rejoice because back pain has been out of my life for a long time.
Oh!
Knock on wood. But who knows what other ailments maybe follow us.
That was Remo Demon knocking on his head, by the way, not his desk. But glad to hear that, brother. We need you in that chair for a very, very long time. Foggy's Wisp getting sniped. Okay, no Shadow Priest steal here. Little exclamation mark by Kaho right away. He still has that Wisp, but yeah, I think you laid out the roadmap for this map pretty much perfectly. So I have nothing to add.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning here with more importance that this is one of the first Wisps that died. What about the Ancient of War, though? Foggy pulled the green camp. That put in lots of damage, but the Demon Hunter with Immolation is still creeping it pretty easily, and he found the Ring of Regen. What a sick item. But Foggy also with the Claws +8. Can't complain too much either.
Can't complain indeed. Maybe that evens out both with the Shadow Priest. Kaho now creeping the green as well. It's a little later at his expansion. And we talked about this. Whoever gets the expansion up first has quite an advantage. Who plays it cleaner, who's edging out these few more seconds. Kaho can catch up with Immolation.
Yeah, Foggy indeed does not have Immolation. So his creep speed a bit lower, but that's where the Claws +8 come in. Indeed, Foggy is creeping a little bit faster. Kaho also very low mana now. Foggy's are going to be able to burn way more. Maybe the Shadow Priests will feel that pain. Oh wait, is Kaho level 3 instantly after this creep? He took the green already, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, because Foggy pulled it in there. We get a circlet here as well. But what else? Can he just run away? Staff board for Foggy, as well as boots. Gonna be tricky to run away, but with the boots himself, he can absolutely do it.
Sold the wrong Ring of Region! Oh, God, what?
Remo does not approve.
Oh, dude, this would have been so...
And now let's see how much damage can Foggy do with his 2 claws in the inventory. That's just a cancel, isn't it? Oh, that Demon Hunter. Both Demon Hunters, actually. So volatile. Piercing damage, of course, doesn't do much to heroes. And now you would love that Ring of Region, wouldn't you, Kaho?
I can't believe he sold the ring. I mean, maybe he thought if he doesn't sell it, then Foggy's gonna steal the boots. He's gonna die without boots, without staff.
Probably, yeah. And that is a huge move for Foggy. His expo coming up, unthreatened. Demon Hunter not really in a position to do something now. Moonworld's depleted. Foggy staffing back. That was, of course, the big move here when there's only one shop. You can only get one tele staff. Amazing pressure indeed. Expo up, tech running. Foggy in the lead.
Picks up level 3 here. Next item, this Demon Hunter looking super efficient. What can Kaho do? He's not trying to expand it. Oh, no, he is? Where's the Shield Life coming?
I don't
Let's see it on the minimap.
At the merchant? No, that's the Ancient of War. I'm as confused as you are.
Huh?
What? Are we blind?
What's going on here? Weird.
Did he lose the Ancient of War and build it next to the Merc camp? Observer is also confused. It's not only us. Yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah, didn't die, but moved over to the Murlocs. Alright, situation solved, but oh boy, that will take forever.
Yeah, Foggy has a huge lead here this game. And I think if he... Whether he goes for a bear timing or a dryad timing, this is going to be very dangerous either way. Foggy with a great early game. You know, he lost the Wisp in the early, but I guess it really was worth it. Pulling in the green camp first, put more damage on the Demon Hunter so he could run across the map, and even if he wasn't level 3, he had more HP, he was healthier to fight, and had some good items as well to do it.
Exactly. So cool to see that Foggy's not getting deterred from his push failing on map 1. Stick to the game plan. New map, very different perspective on things, very different timing, very different game as a whole. Now we'll see what can he do with his advantages. He's getting the Demon Hunter trapped there. No Keeper. Man, with the Keeper here, this would just be death as there was no town portal ready. So that's the staff used. We get lures once again, and Foggy, I think, has no Hunter Soul.
Yeah, that is most certainly true. Naga second, Foggy continuing to refuse playing bears. That makes me quite happy. Keeper second once again. Foggy now out of mana on the demon. Doesn't have burn anymore. That is a bit annoying. Would love to creep the top marketplace. This gives a great creep check opportunity for Kaho once the Keeper is out. But I think he canceled the Keeper, didn't he?
Foggy. Yeah, it's a Naga too. And Foggy going for high pressure at the Merc camp with Mauler, Berserker, and I think Muddy in the mix. Yeah, there he is.
Foggy balls to the wall. Just archers, mercs, go.
Not sure if that's necessary, but it is great pressure indeed. And Kaho's game plan is already ruined. Moonwell's super expensive. Of course, they don't regenerate if they're gone. And that is more time for Foggy's expansion to pay off, while Kaho still has to entangle. Huge supply lead for Foggy.
Two lures finally finished. He can go for Dryads, but Kaho is just so far behind that expansion cancel obviously put Foggy far in the lead. And this is gonna be a hard nut to crack and to get out of. If Kaho holds this, I'm gonna be impressed.
I'm always impressed by the young kid, but this might just be a little bit too much. If Foggy is not making any big mistakes, Muddy is dead, but so is the Naga, and that is an excellent trade. A few kills going Kaho's side, but the Naga of Foggy is obviously leveling, still working away at these moon wells, and Kaho is supply blocked at 32.
Yeah, this does look indeed very checkmate. Kaho isn't even, I mean, Foggy isn't even super all in. He is going tier 3, he's getting the talent tech ready slowly. Won't be the best against Dryads, but will be good later on. And the Mercs, man. The Mercs making a big difference here. Foggy seemingly very eager to go for aggressive plays if he sees an opportunity. Both games in a row here. Once it didn't work,
Muddy with the slow! And that's just game, exactly. Boom! Foggy puts his name on the scoreboard. And as we oftentimes say in the past couple of days, every map win counts in a round-robin group stage. Super important moment for Foggy, one step closer to the victory.
All right, 1-1. Foggy gets his map win. Very important. Next map is going to be Kaho's choice, and Northern Isles it will be. I would imagine Kaho would most enjoy a simple map, straightforward map, no expansions, no nonsense, just one base, standard mechanics. But on Northern Isles, there might be an opportunity still to expand for Foggy, especially if he goes for some immolation creeping stuff. And indeed, Northern Isles, I would say not the worst map for Dryad expansion.
I agree. If that expansion comes up, of course, that is always the tricky one. Kaho, by now, must know Foggy's style. It's the Cine style, it's the Talent style, and he has to adapt really quickly. I don't see a bear mirror here. Again, Foggy is moving away from that as much as Moon does. Such high stakes, man. One map for a big, big, big point. Who keeps his nerves together better?
If Foggy wants to play something really weird, pull something out of the sleeve, he could go for a Podem here. That would be wild.
Yes.
Nobody plays Podem here. Every blue moon, only rarely. I've seen it sometimes work with expansions, Northern Isles. If you have map control early on tier 1 with, say, Huntresses, it can be a decent expansion map. But Podem has many weaknesses later down the road. Foggy has looked fairly successful so far with his Demon Hunter play, with his Talon play. One of the few Night Elves at the moment seemingly able to make this work.
Okay, a little bit of a breather for both of them. Foggy, known to stepping away from the PC in between maps, just refocus a little bit. Grab a glass of water, maybe open the window for a second. And that might make Kaho think. A little psychological warfare going on here right now.
Yeah, we're already on map 3, but it's not been a super long series. First two maps ended rather quickly, once with a push failing, once with a push very much succeeding. We're about 40 minutes in, and the decision to be made here shortly. Waiting in the wings are Lin and Focus. It's going to be an Orc Mirror coming up next. But first, we're going to see which of the Night Elves is victorious today. As we load in, map number 3, Northern Isles, with Kaho in the top right, Foggy in the bottom left, and early creep routes may already tell us quite something.
Foggy with the Ancient Award towards the gold mine, and for Kaho it's the standard towards the green, so a little bit of an advantage for Foggy in that regard, but Kaho is finished quicker with his creep camp and can then move across the map, and maybe this time he gets the tele staff. Just like on Echo Isles, there's only one shop here, so mobility is incredibly important. Whew. Man, I love Foggy in these big tournaments. Always prepared, always bringing his A game. Even though he didn't play too much recently, whenever it's the big one, you can count on him.
And seeing this creep route here, that does look like a fast expansion attempt to me. If you're left alone, you can creep the natural here fairly easy with a bit of Wisp repair, especially easier to do with Immolation. We saw Foggy earlier refraining from going Immolation, but here he may have to do it, because the early timing is going to be very important. If Kaho manages to get across the map and steal one last hit, or maybe even two, this is going to be a terrible opening for Foggy. So every second counts here in this early game.
Plays it more clean, he plays it more efficient. Creep has started. Oh, the Archer was tanking for a little bit. There we go. Okay, Kaho figures this out really quickly, and I think this is what he expected. Maneuvers to the south as well, close to the laboratory. He's gonna be ready, I'm sure.
Could just pick up the item and run south right away. That's what he's gonna do. Gets purged for just a second. And this is what I mean. Every second counts. Can the demon make it here in time? Or is he perhaps gonna go creeping himself? Kaho making a decision. And now Skilling Immolation is going to creep the green, go for a fast level 2, and will allow Foggy to just creep this camp without interference. And Foggy gets one of the most unthankful items. Only the Crystal Ball can help at times, but won't help in the man fight.
Yeah, in comparison, we get more damage and more tankiness on Kaho's side. That will help him with everything he will do. Tier 2 has started on both sides, and Foggy for now refraining from that Expo. Is this game plan already ruined?
I don't think he has to expand right away. He can plant the Ancient of War there, start the tech, expand behind it. It's gonna be up to Kaho to really make sure he keeps scouting there properly. Foggy must not be allowed to get away too easily with the expansion. But look at Kaho. His Demon Hunter is charging up nicely. Level 2 already, picking up his 4th item. Pull out the creeps, went for the circlet there. The gauntlets here aren't that good. Those will most likely be sold. But stealing these items away, stealing these camps away, I like the opening here for Kaho.
Yeah, helps a little bit with Moonwell regeneration, of course. If you drop the gauntlets, then heal up, then pick up the gauntlets again. It's more efficient, and Foggy can't do the same trick right there. And Moonjuice also pretty important in the later stages. Uh-oh, there's the stab that we mentioned, but it's once again on Foggy's side, ready for the defenses. Archers and Demon Hunter were diving deep into Foggy's territory.
Foggy will be claiming first blood. Thanks to boots and staff, easily able to get that kill. But of course, there was lots of gold also he spent at the shop.
Kaho not denying this Archer?
Yeah. I don't think... if he attacks the creeps, I think the demon catches up. Would have been a 6 save, but didn't get it. And here now we have the expansion coming up. Kaho doesn't have a wisp close by, so he has to check it out with his hero. He knows Foggy. He knows, as we all know, Foggy loves to expand. And this might be the game-deciding moment already. If Foggy gets up the expansion, it's going to be looking good.
Such a crucial moment in the game. We get a 15 euro donation by Oberst Berghaus. Much love for you guys. And I think fair to say we both say much love to Oberst Berghaus as well. Foggy so far playing this nicely, pushing Kaho back a little. Are we getting double Naga this time?
I think Oberst Berghaus might be my second favorite Oberst. Do you know who my favorite Oberst is?
The one from, I don't know, Band of Brothers or something? No, the other, MASH or whatever?
Not exactly. Oberst Klink. Do you remember him?
It rings a bell, but you know I'm 34 years old now.
Bro, that was Hogan's Heroes, dude. That show was so good. Classic. Thank you, Abstract, also, with the resub. It seems like Foggy had the perfect timing for the expansion. It is coming up. It didn't get cancelled. Kaho's position on the Oxygen Demon, maybe not quite perfect. The fight rages on in the middle. Kaho's Demon is strong, quite strong. But Foggy has the boots running away, and he had the Naga in the better positioning. Foggy's movement and positioning on his units here, excellent on map 3.
Feels like you got a lot quieter now, Remo. I don't know what's up there. Talking about Oberst Klink, Discord didn't like it. We have the dust ready, as you said. Demon Hunter tanky, Naga by Kaho. That is an adjustment, but Naga on Naga action, you know, one of them is most likely gonna die. Archers open up the path. Hero levels are absolutely the same, but who has better damage output? This Archer also down. 6 versus 4 Archer. That ain't fair.
Now Foggy's still very hurt. Has to be careful. But the Archer superiority is noticeable.
Oh my, Foggy getting so many kills here. If he saves the heroes as well, that is grand. But the Naga falls. Foggy aiming for a surround. Demon Hunter coming back in as well. She's just stuck. Is that a double Naga kill? Demon Hunter, Foggy, did he overextend? Oh my god, gets the Naga kill as well on the cost of an Archer. If Foggy gets this Demon Hunter now back to safety, he is in a stellar position.
Yeah, great play by Foggy. Loving this, and I think Kaho just not quite aggressive enough when he had the opportunity to get the expansion cancel. Expansion now finished. Entangle is coming. Tier 3 also started. Of course, when you don't go Hunter's Hall, you can save some resources, and we have wins coming up. Kaho not spending his resources right now. Not going Tier 3. Seems like Foggy has all the advantages here.
Man, I was so worried for this Demon Hunter. One mana burn, maybe one immolation tick could have been enough, but it wasn't. What a play by Foggy going for that Archer Surround. So rare to see that. And Kaho did not expect that. So Foggy, the game plan now, hold and win.
Kaho knows what the doctor ordered. There's no way he has the time to go for Bears or go for MGs. He has to push right now. Dryad, of course, very good against Talons. Not so good against Archers, though. He's trying to make use of his strong Demon Hunter and buy time for the APs. These APs will be necessary to win this game.
Absolutely, they're super strong against Archer Talon combo. Chaos is ahead in supply, got some archers there, they're also hurt. Engine of War trying to get production out, as of course you need archers to also fight Dryads. This is all of a sudden not looking too great for Foggy anymore, he just has to stall time.
And maybe Foggy could even afford to lose the expansion. He's got tier 3 ready, master trading can soon begin, and the opponent is stuck on tier 2. He's investing a lot into APs, and look at Kaho. He's going tier 3 himself. I think he's expecting for Foggy to give up the expansion, and he wants to get ready for what's coming after.
Alright. That expansion did pay off. But it's not that Foggy is rich or anything. Naga in trouble. Dryad trying to block against it, so the Dryad poison isn't slowing the Naga down. Once again, nice save. Feels like Foggy is quite feeling it in the micro department. Hope that wasn't too much damage for his expansion to ruin his entire game.
Kaho, I think, could do this a bit better. Taking out the Entangled first might be a bit smarter. But I guess the most important thing is taking out the Tree of Life, and that will be successful. Foggy setting up a new one right away in the north, towards the red camp, creeping up more, getting an important level 3 Demon Hunter. Now both are on level 3. The big invuln, of course, also quite nice to have.
Exactly. For these fights, they were right on the edge so far in this series. Kaho halfway through tier 3 is blocked at 40. Moonwell is finishing now though. What's Kaho doing with his time and space now? Trying to go to the marketplace. Good items of course and a big reward from this troll, but Foggy smells it. He's right there. Item is the healing wards. Those can be massive in big fights, but of course can also be easily dispelled. So there's a counterplay to it. Foggy, first aggressive maneuver in the 10 minutes we got.
He's got some Cyclones ready, but Kaho has plenty of mana on these Dryads. He's got Abolish, Researched, and with that lots of Dispel at the ready.
Remo, not even on my birthday you can save that? God damn it!
Yeah, you have to be selfless at times.
Not on my birthday, that's my day, you know? You can do me a favor for once, you know, on my birthday.
It's my birthday, thanks!
Okay, more creeping. Big null in the middle. That's a stat item. Belt of Giant Strength. More HP, more tankiness. Will Foggy's expansion work on the left-hand side? Kaho got a big mana potion. Really not that great. And shop control for Foggy again with that heal scroll.
I think MG upgrades are coming, but it still takes a while. We need 2 more Moonwells. Yep, that's right. Get ready for 70 supply. After that, 2 more Mountain Giants. So I think Foggy has like 3 more minutes before the push hits. Is that enough time? What can he do until then? Foggy's climbing towards 50 supply. That's only Talons so far. Like I said earlier, ideally you want to have lots of fairies also in the late game. Fairies to kill the Dryads behind the Mountain Giants. And that's something that Foggy is still far away from.
And of course this creeping now with the heal ward. So efficient. Who gets the better item? Maybe Katga's Pipe on Foggy's side. I'd love that.
That would be insane. Khadga's pipe with mass talents is
Come on. He was
unbelievable.
he was so unlucky with the crystal ball before. Give it to me, baby. I'm not complaining about that unholy aura either.
Now, Khadga's pipe is on the other side, but it's also not bad for the Dryads to have more Dispel. We have how many? 4 Dryads, so that is 16 Dispels. That is quite a bit.
Expansion for Foggy slowly starting to run. He goes into a Hunter Soul transition. Might try to go into Bears, but that will take such a long time. Foggy is still in upkeep. Kaho has to pay the Warcraft taxes. Again, an anti-magic potion. Love to see it, just like on Amazonia. Is it the right idea for Foggy to stall this with his expansion in the back? I think so.
He's getting a lot of experience here, moving from camp to camp. Tinker now level 2, Periap, not bad, and the Demon Hunter's gonna get level 4. Nice level for him as well. And he's looking quite tanky with those belts, with the ring, with those levels. And he needs to be. He's gonna be the only frontliner here, unless you want to count the Tinker. But that fella ain't that tanky. And now the Entangled is finished, and we finally have mining. But Kaho's army's looking good.
Yeah.
He's looking stronger right now. Foggy needs to hold on to this expansion of his.
Yeah, this expansion is just resources down the drain for now. Fairies are coming slowly. Can he stall the time? There's a heal scroll, there's an invo potion, there's a strong demon hunter. But okay, here we go. Far away from that expo, trying to force the fight. Cyclone doesn't last that long, but it's a little bit of damage mitigation. Invo potion on the demon hunter immediately diving deep to take out archers for more damage mitigation. Fork lightning hitting hard on the talons, but can be negated with that one heal scroll that he used already. Demon Hunter out of the fight for now. Oh, archers diving onto the Dryads. Little more focus fire. Hero focus now. Naga so close getting the kill. Oh no, Kaho maybe on the victory road here. Another kill
for Foggy, also super hurt. The Demon Hunter not getting out. Demon falls, double hero kill for Kaho. Seems like an easy cleanup now.
God damn, that was just Kaho steamrolling Foggy in that last fight. Just so prepared with the Mountain Giants. A wonderful, wonderful timing, and you can't help but feel bad for Foggy.